Namo Amitabha. Thank you for joining me for a daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The first mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I'm determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to condone any act of killing in the world, in my thinking or in my way of life. For Dharma lessons, we're reading Pure-Land Zen Pure-Land, the letters of Patriarch Yin Kuang. We're beginning letter 21, Buddhism and the Tao. The Taoist master, Ocean Corpse, recently conveyed your letter to me. From reading it, I learned that you have been practicing Taoism assiduously for a long time, and that your achievements are profound. That you're now inquiring into the Pure-Land method, which is the foremost practice in Buddhism, demonstrates that in previous lifetimes you planted deep, wholesome roots in the Buddha Dharma. That is why you have not followed the grasping view of the God of water, but out of the ocean of teachings have learned to seek the shore of ultimate liberation. Since you are acquainted with Master Ocean Corpse, why not now seek instruction from him? Why leave the lofty, bright ground he represents for a low, dark place? Is it not turning your back on your hopes and aspirations? The Taoist Master Ocean Corpse was originally well-versed in Buddhist teachings and schools, has practiced both Zen and Pure-Land, and is no less than the boat of great vows in the sea of birth and death. Because of his modesty, he adopted the name Corpse. In truth, anyone who encounters such a corpse in the sea of birth and death will without doubt speedily reach the other shore and peacefully return home. Is it not better to approach him than to ask a lowly monk who lacks full understanding of the Dharma? Nevertheless, since you had the poor judgment to have inquired of me, I shall, for my part, reply to you in accordance with my shallow opinions. Hopefully my answers may assuage some of your doubts. I venture to think that in their essence, Buddhism and Taoism spring from the same source. However, their various schools differ greatly in their practices today. Buddhism teaches us, first of all, to practice the four foundations of mindfulness. That is, to contemplate the body as impure, all feelings as suffering, the ordinary mind as impermanent, and all phenomena as devoid of self. When we realize that body, feelings, mind, and phenomena are impure, the source of suffering, impermanent, without self, false, dreamlike, and illusory, the true thusness nature will manifest itself. Buddhism encompasses all methods and dharmas. Not only does it clearly explain the issues of body, mind, and life, it does not neglect the small issues of human morality, such as filiality, respect for elders, loyalty, faith, propriety, justice, decency, and shame. An exception is the practice of balancing energy currents, about which not a single word is said in the Buddha Dharma. Not only that, Buddhism forbids the practice entirely. This is because while Taoism regards the preservation of body and mind as an ideal, Buddhism, on the contrary, teaches that body and mind are intrinsically false, born of conditions, disappearing also through conditions. They are not the self-nature, true mind. From your letter, it seems that you already know that immortals have a definite lifespan, while the Buddha's life is without limit. Therefore, now that you are advanced in age, you should diligently practice the Pure Land method. Keep your investigation of Zen and other teachings to a minimum, as these methods are broad and profound and not easy to study. Even if you were to reach the ultimate source, you would still need to return to the Pure Land method to resolve the problem of birth and death in this very lifetime. You should read the Pure Land Sutras and commentaries without delay and practice in accordance with their teachings, with deep faith in the words of the Buddhas and Patriarchs. Do not develop doubts when you encounter something you cannot yet understand. If you are utterly sincere in your faith, vows, and practice, you will naturally be able to rely on the compassionate power of Amitabha Buddha to achieve rebirth in the Pure Land. Once reborn, you will be close to Amitabha Buddha in the company of the ocean-wide assembly and gradually attain the fruit of non-birth and the rank of a one-life bodhisattva. At that time, looking back at your original intention of becoming an immortal in the assembly of the Lord Brahma and comparing it to your current status, you will discover that the two are as different as a dark ravine from the blue yonder. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Amitabha.